Well, hello, good morning everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. I'm back. I have an interesting video for you today. Yesterday, I posted on the YouTube community page that I was going to be doing an upcoming Q&A session. And that was 19 hours ago, and I have 4 questions from you guys that I'm going to answer today in this episode. So let me get right to it. Question number 1 is from Mr. Vista. And the question, very good question here, does new brass need to be sized? Some people say yes, some people say no. My answer to that is yes, absolutely. When you get brand new brass, you gotta resize that brass. Because there's nothing worse than putting a primer in a piece of brass, measuring out some powder, getting your digital calipers out, making sure the seating depth is correct, you know, putting a nice crimp on the round, get all the way out to the range to find out that 1 or 2 or maybe multiple rounds that you've reloaded won't chamber. Nothing worse than that. And the reason that they won't chamber is maybe during shipment the box might have been thrown or something, and there might be little dents or some dings in the brass that prevent it from chambering the way it should. So 2 things that I always do every single time I get a brand new batch of brass is 1, I always full length resize the brass, and 2, I always trim the brass. So I hope that answers your question. That was a wonderful question. Thank you for that. So, second question comes from Kevin C. Another great question here. Name 3 things that you learned in the Navy that you continue to use on a daily or weekly basis. Wow, good question. So the first thing that I would have to say that I learned and still use to this day from the Navy is the discipline to get up in the morning. When I was in high school, you know, I was lazy. I'd sleep in 10, 11 o'clock, stay out till 1 in the morning. So getting up in the morning and realizing that the day is a lot fuller if you get up earlier. You have more time in the day. So I think that's one thing that I definitely do daily. The second thing that I would have to say, thing that I learned from the Navy that I continue to use, I would say respect. Respect for my country, respect for our Constitution, respect for the lifestyle that we have as Americans, respect for other people, even if we have opposing viewpoints. I think that's a quality. I've always had that within me, but the Navy helped strengthen that quality. So respect for my elders, respect for everybody. You know, there's nothing that gets me more upset than seeing the way our country is right now during this pandemic and this COVID. It's election year. There's a lot going on. But yeah, respect would definitely be my second thing. And my third thing is kind of 2 things. When I first started the Navy, I was 17 years old. I was delayed entry. I turned 18 in June. And then I went off to boot camp in August. So I didn't know what job I was going to do. My ASVAB scores weren't real high, so I went in as a fireman. So fireman, for those of you who might not know, fireman in the Navy is an undesignated person. So they fill a blanket category of like welders and mechanics and electricians, electronics. There's a lot of those types of people under this banner that they call firemen. But part of being in the Navy is everybody in the Navy is a firefighter, you know, because if the ship catches fire, everybody's going to be responding to that. So being a fireman, I went to basic firefighting school, and that was awesome. And then they sent me to advanced firefighting school. That was awesome. And then eventually I became an electrician's mate. I decided that that was the career field that I wanted to pursue. So I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but very often I find myself using techniques and strategies that I learned from the Navy when it comes to putting out fires, whether I'm out doing a how to build a fire video or something like that, and I smother, just the understanding and the knowledge of how fire works helps me. And the second part of that is electrician stuff. So anytime, like when we remodeled this home, maybe putting a wall outlet in or a switch in the wall, or just a basic understanding of how electricity flows and things of that nature. So those are probably my three things. Again, getting up in the morning, showing respect for my country and my elders, my parents, things like that, and then firefighting / electrical skills. So I hope that helps you out on that question. The next question is from John C. Ain't that funny? We went from Kevin C, now we're John C. Good question here too. Have you permanently stopped doing alone episode reviews? No, I have not. I just got real busy doing a lot of other stuff, and before you knew it, the season was halfway over. You know, and I'm very passionate about alone. The thing about alone is it just takes a lot of energy on my part to do the commentary videos the way I did them, because I would watch an episode and I would pause 100 times during the episode, and I'd be writing down things, and key points that I thought about. And then when I would go to shoot the episode, I would have a lot of notes to read, so it kind of took the enjoyment out of watching the show, because I was doing it with a focus on being able to comment on it. So when I got busy doing all these flashlights and overnighters and all these skills type videos, I didn't have the energy to do the alone thing. I just wanted to experience the show because I'm a huge fan. You guys know that I've tried for a long time to get on the show. I'm still wanting to go. I'm still ready to go. If Alone's watching, I'm ready. I'm your guy. I'll go win the show. So the second part of the question was, what do you think about Roland? I think Roland's a rock star. I think he's going to win it all. I think he's got real skills. He's the real deal. So let's move forward to the last question that came through. Jeep Man. So it's X Jeep Man X. This is the fourth and final question that I'm going to do in this Q&A. There was only 4 anyway, so that's partly why I'm doing this so soon, because I didn't want to get 100 questions. Happy weekend, Jiu-Jitsu. Just wondering why you have not been doing alone commentary this season. So pretty much the same thing I just told John C. Just, you know, I'm a big fan. I love the show. I went through the casting process of Alone the Beast and almost made it onto that show. From what I understand, that show ended up, they pulled it off the air. I don't know what happened there. But Alone in the Arctic will go down as the best season so far. I'm loving it. Yeah, I agree. Alone the Arctic, that's tough. I think what Alone should do is they should bring the show to Arizona. Do Alone the Desert. You know, watch these people go a couple days without water and see what they're going to do. They'd be quitting really quick. It's not like they can melt ice and, you know, rivers and lakes everywhere. Plus, desert is such an extreme environment. If they would do an Alone the Desert, I would not apply for that. Even though I live in Arizona, no way, man. I know how tough that kind of survival is. It's tough. Every time I go to the woods, which I live in Winslow, Arizona, so I live in the desert, and it's not uncommon to get triple digits here. But when I go to the woods to shoot some of my videos, it's about a 45-mile drive one way. And I always make sure I have survival gear and water, plenty of water, things like that, because you never know. You never know. You don't want to break down, have your vehicle fail, and then you're stuck somewhere, and then at that point you're in a real pickle, you know. So definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, I agree though. The Arctic, that's a fabulous fabulous environment to do the show. I would love to go. If Alone's watching, I'm your guy. pick me, take me, and stop making me beg. Put me on the show. I'll give you guys some great television, and I'm the kind of person that will never quit. The girls are doing fabulous this season. You know, we've had some very, very, very tough females in Alone. I mean, you go back to season 3, even, I mean, and you look at some of those girls, season 2 even. They're doing good. It's just a matter of time until the woman wins the show. And secretly, I'm kind of pulling for that. I can't wait to see a woman win the show. And I love the fact that they raised the bar to $1 million. I think that's cool. But I think what they're doing is they're having a thing where you only get the $1 million, and I could be wrong, but you only get the $1 million if you make the 100-day mark. If you're below the 100-day mark, I'm thinking that it's only $500,000. I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that, but huge fan of Alone. Huge fan. So, hope you guys enjoyed this short Q&A. Thank you guys for the questions. Please stay tuned. I know you guys are getting tired of flashlight videos. I know it. I know you are, but I love doing them. And I make obligations to these companies. I'm planning to get away from, don't misunderstand me here. I'm not saying I'm not going to do any flashlights, okay? But I'm planning on slowing down. And for those of you that have hung with me and stayed with me through all this, I appreciate that. I really enjoy doing them. So give me a break. Give me a pass on that. Yeah, I love flashlights. It's fun. But I do want to get back to more overnighters. I do want to get back to more survival type skills kind of videos, more overnighters, more trips, things like that. And I do have something in store for the future that I'll be going out of the country for. I got my passport, so I'm not going to give you any other details, but I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to hang out with someone, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be cool. So I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag till you see it. So with that being said, again, folks, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all, and all my friends out there, all my family, everybody out there that supports my channel and thumbs up my videos and pushes the play button, you know, and shares my stuff. I appreciate that, because this is what I do. This is my thing. This is my thing. This is what I'm doing. I'm a YouTuber. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.